Hi Pisces, my fellow fishies. This is Stella, and this is going to be a reading for August 2018. I can't believe I can, but I can't believe that we're in August already. It seems like the beginning of the year really, not took a long time, but there was a lot of progress happening. And it's kind of like right when we hit July, everything's just kind of speeding up. I don't know if it feels that way to you guys. I am a Pisces sun, so I have quite a bit of Pisces energy in my chart. But yeah, retrograde season as well. We had like 5 planets in retrograde recently, and it's causing us to, Saturn included, it's causing us to review a lot. It's like we had this moment of progress at the beginning of the year where we just charged forward, got a lot of things done, and then July, August hits. I mean, we had the retrograde influence before that, but now it's kind of really hitting us. Not just Pisces, all the signs. And so that energy of, reflection is upon us. If you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping in and welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. All my readings are done through the intention to provide you with the information you need in order to align with your highest good, okay? So everyone's highest good is different. Everyone's going to receive different messages from this reading. So what I would encourage you to do is take the readings. Oh, we got some wind going on here. Take the messages that resonate with you and apply them to the specific areas, of your life. These general readings are pretty cool because although everybody has obviously different scenarios going on in their lives, the messages that need to come through do, okay? So use your intuition to apply them, okay? When I was tuning into your energy, our energy, I got the image of the vast ocean, okay? And the word, the transatlantic, okay? Transatlantic current. So in the Atlantic Ocean, on one side is North America, right? On the other side is Europe and Africa. It's a vast ocean. Within that sea, there are certain currents, right, that keep the atmosphere in flow, in balance. The cold water upwells in certain points, bringing nutrients and life, and the warm water, travels to the northern, more, cold areas, bringing, warm water and life to those animals that are more temperate or tropical, species. So what this means for us this month, okay, like I said, we've been making a lot of progress. And now that we've got these retrograde kind of periods coming up or upon us, that energy of needing to clear out and let go of what holds us back, right, so that we can move forward, is all the planets are really, really calling us to do that right now. So the transatlantic current, okay, I always do like a Finding Nemo reference with you guys, but if you remember in Finding Nemo, if you've watched that movie, do you remember the turtles? And I think it was Nemo's dad and Dory hitched a ride with these turtles, right? And they ride that current, that transatlantic current, okay? So what that means for us, there's a certain sweet spot, okay, in the energy that's going on right now. We don't want to get stuck, right, in the energy of the past that's coming up, but we don't want to skip over it. We actually, universe won't allow us to skip over it, okay, and continue forward. So there's this sweet spot where You just have to go with the flow. You just have to ride the current. You have certain goals. Understand that those are there for a reason, okay? But things don't always happen in the exact timing that, you know, as humans, we wish them to, right? So just be aware of that. Try to find that sweet spot of, you know, not resisting, okay? Of going with the flow. You will get to your destination, okay? But, you know, our human minds cannot contain all the factors that go into divine timing, okay? So trust that flow, trust that process in August, especially if things don't seem to be moving exactly as fast as you would like. We are in a Mercury retrograde right now until the 18th. So, you know, we've had a stellar couple months. June and July were fantastic. Lots of progress. The Lovers and Four of Coins reversed. Excuse me, I have to pick up this card. So we've had a fantastic couple of months, and it's unavoidable, okay? But there is that, it's unavoidable that we have to slow down at some point. But there is that sweet spot where, you know, you're going to be able to continue to get to your goal, okay? But in divine timing, not with your own timing. So, we'll see what else comes up and how that ties in with the reading. But Pisces for August. I will be doing the same spread, I think in September. Can't believe next month is September already. But I'll probably switch up the spread. So if you are new, the main part of your reading is done with the Morgan Greer here. I do the challenge and solution with the Chrysalis Tarot. I'll show you that. If we need clarity, I pull from my regular Rider-Waite, and then at the end, I will pull an Archangel Oracle card for you, okay? So, Pisces August. What does Pisces need to know? What's going on for us in August? What's going on for us in August, Pisces? What's going on for us in August? Okay. Past, present, future, what's crossing you, what's above, what's below. Probably will pull an internal, external influence, but we'll see as we continue on here. Page of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, the Chariot. Okay, so I am going to pull an internal and external. We also just had this huge partial eclipse, full eclipse in Aquarius on the full moon, right? Full eclipse, full moon obviously, but eclipsing emotions that no longer serve us out of our lives, right? That requires quite a bit of inner work, okay? It's bubbling up. This is your internal influence, Pisces. The Hermit reversed. So are you not wanting to do that inner work? Are you not taking the time to go inside? We can see that it's affecting your wealth, your bounty, where you thought you would be at this point. The returns and the gains on all the progress you made through June and July. I think you may have thought that you would be further along than where you are now. And the Chariot, okay, moving forward is stopping you. So what is it? What is this retrograde energy for you bringing up that you're not wanting to process, okay? It can be different for everybody, but I said this before, okay? These videos are for everyone. Doesn't matter. I mean, obviously this is for Pisces, okay? But all my videos in general, sun, moon, rising sign, it doesn't matter when you were born. It doesn't matter. They're for the energy of that astrological sign, okay? No matter where you have it in your chart. But if you were born, I want to say like, I always get this mixed up. I want to say 88 to like 1990, somewhere around there. Your Saturn is in its return right now, okay? Saturn is retrograde now, so depending on the degree, you know, it's more or less influencing you. It could be coming closer to your degree, or it could have already passed, and the retrograde is, you know, taking it away, and then when it goes forward again, it will pass by you again, okay? So you can look up where you have Saturn, but if you were born in those years, your Saturn is in Capricorn, which is where it is now, okay? Saturn return is all about starting to live our destinies, okay? So it's like, as we grow up, we put on these masks, right? We develop our rising sign, our mask, our ego, what we present to the world, okay? How other people see us. But down deep inside, okay, there's parts of us that are innately part of us, and they want expression too. And a lot of times it's not until that Saturn comes back around. Saturn is the taskmaster, taking responsibility, the father figure. You can no longer wear this false mask. You're not going to get where you want to go if you wear this false mask, okay? So this applies to everyone, okay? But if you're in your Saturn return right now, these things, okay, these, the light that's inside of you that's trying to come up and you're not wanting to go inside to look at it, these emotions, ideas, concepts, generally emotions, okay, it's always going to have an emotional attachment, but these things that are trying to bubble up in you, they're part of your destiny. They're part of what you need to embrace in order to start living the life that you were meant to live, okay? So it makes a lot of sense, right? We're in Leo season. It's fiery, it's hot, in the middle of summer if you're in the northern hemisphere, and we've had a lot of progress. You can't maintain that pace forever, right? So it's going to be different for everybody, but there's something you're not allowing to speak to you from the inside, okay? And guide your way. So we'll get back to that, but above we have the Lovers, okay? This could certainly be new love in your life, or just a renewal of, you know, realizing it doesn't even have to be like lust. This is sort of a lustful card, right? But it's a renewal, okay? So if you are in a relationship, it's like uncovering another facet of your love, your relationship with that person, okay? And the other coin of it is the falling in love with yourself, okay? So, you know, the lover within, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, finding some additional, okay, level of balance, okay? And then we've also got the Four of Coins. These are what's above, upside down. So, you know, it's it's like, yeah, you're wanting to rush forward. You're not wanting to take a rest and actually look at what you've accomplished so far. Okay, the 4 is a number of like rest and reflection. And you see how he's holding on to his coins, like they're pretty precious to him, right? He's got one on his mind and he's got his hands full with the other ones. Okay, and like I said, 4 is about rest and reflection. After you've taken the first steps and gotten the first results, then 4 is, you know, looking back and evaluating what you've done so far. So what this tells me is throughout all this progress in June and July, you know, I think you're not appreciating how far you've come. There are some physical things in your life. There's some things that have changed by virtue of the work that you've done, okay, the last couple months. And it's kind of like you're not allowing yourself to appreciate them, okay, and to like give yourself credit for the good things that you do have in your life right now, okay. So recently in the past, we have the 4 of Swords reversed. So again, this is a card of like rest and reflection, okay. So it's like it's not wanting to it's almost like there's been an opportunity to reflect on your thoughts, okay, or even like how you communicate with others, and like you didn't take it, you didn't slow down enough, which is, you know, not a very Piscean thing to do, but it makes sense in light of all the progress we've been making the last couple months, you know. So I think it's just, again, it's as the swords represent thoughts and words, okay? So perhaps it's like a moment where you say something and then you realize, you have a realization about it, like, oh, well, maybe that wasn't the most beneficial or productive thing I could have said, or maybe I could have approached it a different way. Or same thing with thoughts. Perhaps you have a thought, and you know, it's like there's that moment where you can recognize it, and you didn't take it. You're skipping over it. Okay. It's like this energy of wanting to go, and because of that, we actually have forward motion, you know, as what's challenging you right now, as what's crossing you, being able to move forward, because the universe wants your highest good as well, right? So no matter how difficult something is, if it's coming up to be addressed for a reason. And it's like, I always come back to like right before success, right before we actually make it and we make something happen, we dreamed it, we did the work, and now it's actually producing results, and we get to revel in it, you know. Right before that happens, that's when the ego not only bubbles up, but like rears its ugly head. When it may have been quiet and subdued before, right? You had a handle on all those negative thoughts. That part of you that criticizes yourself, the part of you that self-sabotages, the part of you that doesn't think you can do it. The reason that part of you doesn't think it can do it is because there's hurts that are unresolved, right? And oftentimes it's like, you know, cognitive dissonance. Like, you consciously hold the thought of, I want to be successful. This is a very simplified example, okay? But for example, you hold a conscious belief that I want to be successful, whatever your measure of success, okay? I want to be wealthy. Say that's your goal. Subconsciously, you have a belief that you placed there at some point in life. You could have been a child all the way up to where you are now, okay? But at some point you placed it there, and that belief says the exact opposite. I cannot be wealthy. I cannot be wealthy because maybe I didn't have an example of it growing up, or maybe I saw that wealth brought pain to somebody in my life. Maybe, you know, this is just a very simplified example, and it's going to be different for everybody. But that's what I'm trying to say. Those types of thoughts and wounds, if you will, are what's coming up to be healed right now, okay? And it always happens, not only with this retrograde energy, which is just, it's happening for everybody, but right before success is when ego starts not even just whispering, but yelling at you now, because it can sense that everything's going to change, and the changes that you want consciously don't line up with your subconscious, the part of you that's not caught up, okay, the part of you that that you're not addressing, the subconscious. What you want doesn't line up with its worldview, right? So there's many ways to go about fixing this, but this is coming up for all of us right now. So all I have to say about that is, if you have moments where these thoughts and these realizations come up for you, and your intuitive voice says, just rest a minute, just rest and just take a look at this. Please, take a look at it. Then listen to it, okay? Because it's what's going to help you move forward, all right? Can I have a clarity on this Page of Pentacles, please? Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. This is my kitty buddy. He wanted to come say hi. You want in, buddy? You want to go inside? Clarity on this Page of Pentacles, please. He wants to go inside. That's why he's meowing at us. Yeah, okay. This is exactly what I was thinking intuitively. Okay, so above, on your mind, you have the Page of Pentacles. Okay, to me, as it appears to me, he's looking this way, okay? So he's looking towards the past. What is a page? A page is a messenger, okay? Pentacles are the physical wealth in your life, okay? He's upright. Almost all your cards are upright. So it's telling me, in general, it's not your environment. Your environment is supportive of you. It's the need to do some internal work, okay? So he's looking backwards. Pages are also like a little bit immature, okay? So, and then we have the Page of Pentacles above, and right below him, the King of Pentacles reversed. So you're struggling with how to share your vision of how you want your future, your abundance to look. Are you embracing your, gift, and you're a little scared to share it with people? Okay, because he's looking towards the past. So it's almost like he's doing that reflecting. He's like, man, I have big dreams, right? But he's not facing the future. He's not sharing the message. It's like he's contemplating the message or the vision that you have for the kind of wealth that you want. Maybe the business that you're building, or maybe the new job, or whatever it is, whatever kind of project in your physical life, whatever changes in your physical material life you're wanting to make. It's like you're actually reviewing the concept, the vision of it, instead of doing the work of sharing it with the people around you and the people out in your environment, okay? And then that's confirmed with, we've got the Seven of Cups, which is your hopes and dreams, okay? And it's in reverse. So again, it's like you're doubting your vision. Not even necessarily doubting it, but just like you're very hesitant to share that vision with the world, okay? And that's very much on your mind. So again, that ego, self-doubt. It's like you may be, and the page is, pretty far along. I don't think this is another person for you. The page is pretty far along in the, progression of, it's the first court card, but I think you've done quite a bit of work, and you've really developed this idea. You're just, now it's like self-doubt rearing its ugly head, because you are so close to success. Okay, and then presently, King of Pentacles, okay? You know, wealth, managing your resources, you know, having the bounty. This is an earth sign, obviously, but, you know, just managing your wealth and reaping the benefits of all your hard work, okay? And also making very taking decisive action in the physical material world to further your goals, right? And it's in the reverse. So not feeling like your environment is supportive in some way, although all the other cards suggest that it is, okay? Or B, you know, not feeling like you're managing yourself or your resources well. And again, that's just, it's because you've got this cognitive dissonance going on. The conscious mind says, I want to go forward. And the subconscious mind says, no, 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 wait, we can't do that. That doesn't match up with my worldview, you know? And then maybe you do a little bit of work and you bring the subconscious up here, and, you know, now you set another goal and you're back at the same process, okay? So that's what I'm talking about with the transatlantic, okay, the sweet spot that's going to carry you through that. If you were to swim against that current, right, you would waste all your energy. So allowing the process to just carry itself out, okay? And then the Chariot, again, is what's crossing you, what's challenging you, okay? So, not feeling like you're being able to move forward. The black and the white, okay? The conscious mind and the subconscious. So instead of, like, having a hold of the reins of both of them, being able to drive them forward in unison, right? It's like one horse is pulling this way and one is pulling this way, okay? And that's causing you to be stuck. Not even really stuck, just slowed down and, you know, not feeling like you're moving forward at this exact moment now. The other thing I wanted to say is, like, those beliefs, when it comes to black and white, okay, the consciousness, okay, is the light, right? Conscious light. So the idea is to, the whole reason we look at emotions, and as Pisceans, you guys totally understand this, okay? The whole reason we look at emotions and we think about them is to bring them, emotions often don't have a word or a description, right? It's just a feeling in your body. So by examining that and giving it, you know, translating it into conscious terms. So, you know, describe it, write it down, give it a name. Think about, when did you first feel this? What is there any correlation between when you feel this and then what happens, or your behavior? All those sorts of things, okay, are what help us to take something that exists in our mind but is not visible. Because at some point we shut it down. We didn't feel like it was acceptable, or it was too scary, or whatever the reason. So by allowing it to come up and looking at it with the conscious mind, you illuminate it, right? Darkness, okay, is not a thing in its own. You can't walk in a room and flip the dark switch, right? Darkness is simply the absence of light. Does that make sense? Darkness is simply the absence of light, okay? It's making me think of even like how physical things cast shadows, right? It's like, here's the light, but our physical particles are so dense, right, that the light cannot penetrate. And so we cast a shadow on the ground. So, you know, those hurts, those unprocessed hurts that you have that are trying to come up are like, you know, objects casting a shadow in your ability to move forward. okay? And it's going to be different for everybody, but just have an intention to do the work, okay? Just be open to it. And overall, you know, it's a lot of really good cards. I mean, look, in your external environment, Ace of Pentacles. This is your new job. This is your project. This is your business coming to you, okay? Universe knows about it. Look, it's in universe's hands, okay? It's just waiting. It's in your environment. So it's already there. You just aren't allowing yourself to accept it because ego is, you know, telling you all these fears and all these, you know, maybe my dreams, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I can't do it, maybe, you know, all those things, okay? But there's nothing else in your environment. So all it is, Pisces, it's really simple. It's just get in that sweet spot and allow the current to flow you along, okay? Don't resist. It's very unlike you or us to resist this going inside. But I have a feeling because of, like I said, the full moon, the eclipse, all the planets in retrograde, it's like there's some really major things coming up right now that you've held on to your whole life, right? And they're trying to come up right now, and it's scary as hell. And for a Pisces to refuse to, you know, do this is where we live. I mean, this is the Virgo card, but it's like we love to, you know, not only daydream, but like pull that information out of the, you know, astral realm. So for us to not want to go inside and do that, you know, there's a lot of kind of scary things in there, okay? But just remember, you know, that conscious light is also love, okay? And that is the key to going to dissolving anything. Because no matter what it is, if you can go inside, if it's, first of all, let me just say this, if it's coming up, universe knows, your soul knows that you're ready to handle it, okay? And it's like, once we even get past it, we realize there was a reason for the hurt and there was a reason for it all along, okay? But when we're not yet on the other side, we can't see that, okay? So my point is, if you're here and universe is bringing it up to you, you're ready to deal with it, you know? You're ready to absorb it, to integrate it, okay? To not let it haunt you anymore or hold you back anymore. You're ready to integrate that cognitive dissonance, those beliefs that don't match up with who you are today. Because who you are today and all the knowledge you've gained, okay? If universe is bringing it up for you, you have the knowledge, you have the awareness to soothe, if you will, these fears, okay? If you think about everything you know, your whole body of experience and knowledge in your life, when you developed this fear, right, or when you created it, and even when you stuffed it away, and even when you said, I reject that part of myself, right, obviously you didn't have the skills to cope with it, right, or you would have never done that in the first place. It would have never been a trauma or a fear or an issue for you. You didn't have the tools, okay? It was a survival, self-protection mechanism is the whole reason you buried it down there in the first place, right? You didn't know how to be the totality of everything. It was too scary, so you put it away. So if it's coming up, universe knows without a doubt that you are ready for it, okay? And so you may not know how or why, you may not have a plan about how to go about it, right? Generally, we don't. There are many practices you can look up for letting go of, you know, subconscious fears, recognizing and letting them go. But most often we don't have a plan, right? We don't go into it knowing how or what. It simply comes up and we have an opportunity to either embrace it or shove it away again, right? So you've been not wanting, it's been coming up and you've been not wanting to do it. But I promise you, Pisces, if you just look at it, you have the light within you. You have the knowledge. You have the skills. You are large enough at this point in your life to contain that, to integrate it. Okay? You weren't when it happened before, but you are now. And so even just by looking at it, okay, you don't even have to set an intention. Just look at it, okay? And try to look at it with compassion, right? I promise you, if you just go into it with that outlook, you'll be able to absorb it, okay, and to move forward, okay? Because there's a major, like, tugging, you know, back and forth that's kind of holding you back right now. So, let's do your challenge and guidance. Challenge and guidance for Pisces. I mean, it's still pretty positive overall, you know? It's just, it's like, I think you're just at the brink where you're not quite allowing, you know, the physical, like, changes to come into your life because of these doubts, you know? You're not letting it, like, really change in your environment. You've already pre-paved the way with your intention and your vision, right? Sorry, it's just the physical world that has to catch up with it, you know? And like I said with this card, it's already there. Universe is already, it's already there. It's already in your environment. It's already there waiting for you, okay? You just, there's certain demons that are not allowing you to reach out your hand and grab it, okay? I hope that makes sense, Pisces. So how do you fix it? You look at it with love, okay? You understand that, you know, you created these thoughts, these fears that are holding you back, because at one point you needed them to survive, right? We don't create as humans, you know, coping mechanisms. That's why it's a coping mechanism, right? You have to cope. You don't have a better way. So this is what you do. It's the only thing you can do, okay? But on a higher level, they're put there for a reason, all right? And you're just like, you're right on the brink. You're right on the brink of, like, seriously realizing your dreams. And you've gotten a little taste of it already. But you've got some, you know, subconscious things to deal with. It's like, how do you look at a child, you know, when a child is afraid? Part of you might want to laugh because it's so silly, right? If we're being honest. I mean, if you're Pisces, you probably have such a big heart that would never even cross your mind. But, you know, it's like, you can look at it and, you know, a kid's afraid of their shadow or something, and it's like, to you it's silly, it makes no sense because you're larger than that, right? But to them, it's terrifying. It's a real fear, okay? So understand that you were that child, you know, when you didn't have the tools that you have now. And so in that way, when it comes up, just lovingly sit with it, you know? Just lovingly sit with it. And it'll start to dissolve, okay? Challenge and guidance for Pisces. Just lovingly sit with it and use your heart's, you know, use your heart to look at it, and then use your logical mind to understand, you know, this ego fear, is it actually real, you know? Because it's never real. Is it actually real? Does it actually line up with what I know to be true, right? That I can succeed in my goals and that there's nothing stopping me. I'm the only one stopping myself. So is this belief I have that, say, you know, I can't achieve my dreams? You know, why do I think that? Why do I think that? And is it true? Okay, and then just reason through with yourself. Honestly, once you examine them, I know it's really hard because, number one, they don't come up very often, right? And number two, it's very scary to look at because we have, you know, fear emotions attached to it. But if we can get past that, you know, wall of fear, then we can shine the light of awareness on it, okay? And then once we actually examine those fears, oftentimes it's like they're so silly. They have no, merit in reality. They have no basis. And that's when you can use the heart, and you can even talk to it and say, you know what, ego? You know what, fear? You know what, self? Whenever I created this, I'm so sorry you went through, blank experience that made you, think this was true. But I promise you, I know more now. And life is beautiful, and we can achieve whatever we want. Can you just try it with me? You can actually have that dialogue with those kind of fears. And it really helps. Okay? Why are they all reversed? Can I get some clarity cards on this? So, challenge, 6 of Mirrors, reversed. Yeah, so your challenge is just like your inner peace, your ability to see how like serene this is. In the traditional tarot, it's 6 cups, and it's more like an offer of love. But in this deck, it's more about just like your inner peace, okay, is disturbed, okay? Because all this stuff is coming up, you're not able to find that like peaceful garden, okay, inside of yourself. And the advice again is, okay, 5 of Spirals. Do you see how, okay, the spirals represent the fire element, so like the wands or the rods in the traditional tarot. Do you see how this dragon is hurling them out? Okay, so what's the opposite of throwing something out there? It's taking it internally, right? So, and look, even the dragon is in the cave, right? And he's throwing them out into the world. These fireballs, these balls of light, okay, of knowledge, of light. What was I just saying about light, okay? Darkness is not a thing in its own. It's simply the absence of light. So, in reverse, as your advice, if the opposite of throwing things out of the dark, right, it would be let those fireballs of light illuminate. Okay, the cave represents the subconscious, so let those moments, and then the spirals obviously are like inspiration, motivation, okay? Shine that light into the subconscious, into the parts of you that are dark, okay? It's gonna motivate you. It's going to be like those aha moments, okay? Because right now you have no inner peace. And below, which is what's on your subconscious, Queen of Cups. And again, to me, she's looking to the past. So, in a way, you're reflecting, but you're just kind of like, in a way, you are looking back, but not from a place of love, if that makes sense. You're looking back almost like, you're looking back. Can I share my goals, my dreams, what I want for myself, the way I want my life to change? And you're looking back at your past emotions, with a real kind of receptivity. But this is subconscious, so you may or may not be aware of it. So it's like you are looking in that direction, but you're still allowing the ego to speak. My fears, these are all, I don't think I can have my dreams, and then the Chariot, you're not allowing yourself to move forward because you're allowing the ego to speak. You're not allowing yourself to feel abundant and prosperous and realize what in your environment is actually supporting you. Because look, here it is, in your external environment. You just can't see it because internally you're not going inside. Okay? You're not allowing yourself to shine that light. Okay? let the current take you there, okay? I'm trying to tie it in with this whole, like, transatlantic. Maybe that means something to some of you. But, yeah, same thing. Okay, this is crazy. So anyways, maybe that transatlantic means something to you guys, but allow the current to take you to that place where you can shine the light, okay? If you're floating along and you get to a dark spot, you know, don't be afraid. But don't necessarily, you don't have to go looking for it, okay? With all this retrograde energy, like, it will start coming up for you. Just be open to processing it, okay? August is going to be about this. It's going to continue to come up. But you have this Ace of Pentacles in your environment, okay? So it's going to turn out fine. And then again, the Eight of Wands, okay? So sharing your ideas and your values and being very forward with it in your future, okay? So you're going to get there. It's fine. It's like a little bit of a pause, and you're really being asked to not be afraid to look inside and process these things, okay? Don't let them hold you. Life, universe is preparing you for this, you know, success in the future. Because what if you get further along and the stakes are higher, right? And you still have these issues, and then they come up. You're going to have more to lose, right? So deal with them now is what I'm trying to say. Like, while you're at the beginning. Deal with them now, okay? And then this is just like your universal advice. It came out as well with your challenge and guidance. And it's the Ravens or Magician, and it's upside down, okay? So if the Magician is all about taking energy from the divine and creating your physical life with it. And then in this deck, do you see the three eyes? 1, 2, 3. Okay, what is that? Your third eye, right? So in the reverse, what does that mean? Instead of looking out with your third eye, you need to look in, okay? There's a lot of techniques for this. You can do a meditation. You can look them up on YouTube. They're everywhere. But a really good one is to you know, do a chakra meditation on your third eye, okay? And then you can even just sit and have the intention and just, like, I don't know, pull your energy in through your third eye. And that's where that, like, screen in your head exists, right? And just watch it and see what comes up, okay? Make sure you have some time to do this. But that's a way, if you're wanting to get to all this, that's a way that you can, you know, intentionally do it. And see what comes up for you, because there's definitely, you know, some things that you need to look at, okay? So, and again, I mean, universe is doing it to prepare you for an amazing future, Pisces. You've gotten a little taste of some of the progress, and now it's like, just clean it up a little bit, and then you can continue to move forward. Overall, it's very positive. What's the Archangel guidance for Pisces? Spiritual understanding, third eye. Ooh. Can I have one more for Pisces? Spiritual guidance for Pisces. Archangels, please. That's it. Get rid of the clutter, Pisces, okay? Clear your space. Get rid of any clutter. Clear the energy around you, okay? And be very, it says use feng shui, but be very deliberate with like your items and how you place your environment, okay? Now is also a time of physical, like, cleaning, okay? Like, get rid of all of the clutter, you know, your wardrobe, your things you don't use anymore. Whether you're aware of it or not, it drains your energy, okay? It holds a space in your psyche, and while it's still in your environment, it drains your energy, okay? So anything you don't use, get rid of it, okay? there's many people that could use, you know, the things that that you've, you know, outgrown, that they could benefit from, right? So clear your space, okay? And start to clear your energy while you're going through this, because I'm guilty of this. Sometimes I have a practice that I do, and the last, you know, at times I don't do it. I have a practice I do every night, and sometimes I'll skip it, or I'll do a short version of it, right? Don't do that, okay? I'm a Pisces too, because when you have a process for clearing your energy every night, it could be a prayer, it could be a chakra meditation, it could be yoga, stretching, whatever it is for you, okay? It could be reading a book to clear your mind. Whatever it is for you, when you do that, you set your energy back to neutral. Sorry, Pisces. You set your energy back to neutral. And from neutral, new possibilities can come, right? But if you go to sleep and you've still got lingering energy from the day before, that's going to come up for you, and it's going to impede your progress, okay? And the other one was spiritual understanding. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you to understand spiritual truths, okay? That third eye. Tune it inward this month, not outward, okay? Look, it's already in your environment. I mean, you do need to see it, right? But I think this process needs to happen before you'll be able to clearly see it. So look inside and and honestly, Pisces, it's very minor. Like, you guys are we are so intuitive and so emotional anyways. I guarantee this last full moon it affected everybody. So I guarantee as a Pisces, it affected you pretty strongly. But in the whole of things, I keep saying it because it's so vital to us being able to move forward, okay? Releasing something, and it's going to be different for everybody. But in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty small. Okay, you've done a lot of work already. You know, but again, you won't be able to, universe won't let you see the bounty that's already in your life, right? Until you know, clear yourself, your energy and your space, and you get rid of the mental things that you're holding on to that no longer serve you, okay? So, beautiful reading, Pisces. I can't wait for September. For some reason, this is like a really positive year for us. So let go of that clutter, and just be patient through August, okay? By the end of the month, you will be, you know, moving forward with vision and vigor again, okay? So thank you so much for watching. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, where I do a daily card reading. I'm working on getting my site up where you guys can purchase readings from me, as well as some healings and different offerings that I'm working on. Super excited. The reason I do these readings is A, to, you know, express my divine connection, and B, to fulfill my, you know, mission to help as many people as I can, okay? So I'm so grateful for your participation, and I love you guys. I'll see you in September.